What is up, guys? It is your boy Kingdom, and I have joined GFUEL Energy as a partnership manager. I could not be more excited. The job, it just fits me perfectly, and it's a job that I've been talking about with my boss for about, I want to say, 4 or 5 months. Like, we've been talking since November. This was an opportunity that first came up in November, and it matched me. I was ready for it. I actually did 2 interviews, and it was kind of like, you're the right person for this job, all this kind of stuff, but the job just wasn't available yet. And so time went on. I kept, saying, hey, have you heard anything? Is anything going to happen? Have you heard anything? Is anything going to happen? What do you think? Every time that I would, go after another job and get close and then get kind of shut down, I would be like, well, let me reach out to GFuel and see if that job ever became available. And here's the funny thing. My boss, who decided to reach out to me last week and say, are you available for an interview tomorrow? Like, he literally just was like, are you available for an interview tomorrow? He didn't know my job situation or anything like that. I immediately said yes because of my job situation and because of what I've been looking for. You guys know I've been looking for a job inside of gaming, a career, something to get me kind of in the door and build relationships and use the skill that I have. And what I was looking for was like something entry level, something that would help me kind of get my feet wet and dabble and be a platform to take me deeper into the community. But what actually happened was I became like, this job and this opportunity, it just perfectly matches my skill set. And the job is for me. Oh, and I guess what I was going to tell you guys, which is funny, is that my boss sends me a DM this morning saying, I didn't know about all your personal stuff going on. Someone just shared it with me. How funny is that timing? And I'm like, what's even funnier is that he didn't know, is that he engaged me just because the timing was right, and he thought about me and hiring me, but he didn't know everything I was going through. And look at the way God is good. That's all I'm going to say. God is good. I'm very, very thankful for what's going on right now. The job basically entails me managing a portfolio of influencers and content creators that are sponsored by GFuel and helping to link up and find other people, basically that can be sponsored by GFuel. I'm really excited about making inroads into the mobile gaming community and mobile esports community. And I'm excited about the opportunity to have a remote job where I can work from here, where I live, where I don't have to change locations. It has a salary that helps to support my family. And it keeps me within gaming, keeps me engaged in the gaming community. One of the biggest problems I had when I left in the past was because the job that I had that was 50 to 60 hours a week of work was outside of the gaming community. So I had to add another 20. Like, I'm a commentator and an analyst. Like, I consume content 24/7. Like, I am always like, I watched all the matches this weekend and then rewatched some of them yesterday, like, and then was up this morning putting the finishing touches on my show and my podcast. And even though I'm the host and I ask a lot of questions, I want my opinion to be valid when I share it. I want to have supporting facts. I want to know why I'm saying what I'm saying. I want my content to mean something. I never want to just be a news reporter, like, just sharing what's happening. Like, I want people to watch my videos and go, oh, I never thought of that, or that's a good point, or I can see why he thinks that way even though I disagree with him. Like, I want to have meat on the bones of my content. And so not being able to do that, I started to back out of the sticks before I knew I was going to start becoming irrelevant in what I talked about. And then what became relevant to my life was mobile gaming, so I got into mobile gaming, and then back in, I think it was December, I just recognized what was happening with the CDL and everything, and me and Goalie and Landon had some talks about kind of bringing back a podcast. And Goalie, the one thing about this dude that I love to death, he is the goat among goats. He's the best producer in the business. Like, Goalie, he always gives me the opportunity to be back, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for this recent opportunity and the podcast, and I'm going to be featured on Cheddar Esports on Wednesday. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but I'm supposed to be featured on Cheddar Esports on Wednesday in an interview. I get to talk about the podcast and what's going on with our podcast. We got Attach on right now when you're seeing this video, or he was on like a few hours ago, and you'll see that video in a few hours. But it's just, everything is going in the right direction, and having a job within the world of gaming and esports is exactly what I need. It's what I want. It's what I've been looking for. And the reason I've been grinding for the last month is to basically create a digital portfolio for myself. If I can give you guys a tip, it's like your content and your timeline on Twitter and on social media is an open portfolio. It is a resume and cover letter for the world to see. And for some people that wonder why they don't get asked to do things and how come nobody ever calls me out and does this, and what is your content, and I mean everything that you expose to the world, what is it telling people, And so when G Fuel took a risk on me, they were my first sponsor back in the day. When G Fuel took a risk on me, that was a non-pro player that didn't work for MLG, that wasn't a part of a professional organization, that was just Kingdom Soldier and goalie. And then we had this guy named Hitch, and we found this guy named Landon, and this guy named Fatty, and we just all got together, and we talked about Call of Duty each week, and we had Merc and Hex and Hastro and whoever else come on the show, and it became a buzz and a thing, and G Fuel was like, hey, we want to offer you a discount code and a sponsorship. They let me upload videos on their YouTube channel. I got to meet some of them in person, and I had gear, and I had as much G Fuel as I could want, and we had a successful relationship together. I'll say that, and I'm so thankful for G Fuel taking a risk on me back then, and I guess just believing in what I stood for and my content and my brand, and now I get to help represent G Fuel's brand, and so I'm just very excited about this opportunity because, of course, with my hashtag Let's Grow, it's about everybody growing together. And I get to be involved in these influencers and content creators' lives from a business standpoint, yes, but also from a standpoint of, as their content grows and gets better, it helps all of us, and so I'm excited to get involved in maybe some content that I wouldn't find if I wasn't working for G Fuel, and so shout out to all my peers out there. A lot of you guys, we've started following each other on social media and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just excited to get started, to hit the ground running. I officially accepted the job yesterday, and I just want to say thank you to you as the community. You guys put me in position to accept this opportunity. That's what you did. You put me in a position to accept this opportunity. I still have a lot of stuff to deal with in my life. You can see that I changed my setup so that now I'm in a corner so my family can walk around the house and I don't have to worry about having my back to my family, because now I got to grind and I got work hours. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be sitting at my desk working, but I can see my family out in front of me. And so I'm just... things are going well, guys. I'll just say that much. The podcast is looking really awesome. We got some cool guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you guys are enjoying my other content. Nevertheless, this is your boy Kingdom, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.